Howard, what are your plans exactly for 2012?
And you have.
I mean, you know, people are talking about this. You've heard it.
Well, let me say first of all, I believe that Barack Obama is going to be elected. I'm not saying that because it's the right thing to say. I'm saying it because I really believe it, and I think he will be running for re-election in 2012. So I think that all of the conditions in our country, the strength of his candidacy, argue for an Obama victory in November. So that's what I think is going to happen in 2012. I think he's going to be running for re-election. From my own narrow perspective, you have a sense of this having watched it. These campaigns are enormously grueling. I've just spent 18 months only to see my hopes and dreams come crashing down to the ground. And I've got a lot of work to do to spend time with my family and make some money and run a business.
Yeah, your kids probably graduated from college while you were away, right? Howard, look, you have always been very gracious about appearing on Fox. When I was doing the TV show, you would come in and sit and be interviewed, and we do appreciate it. And I find it shocking that you, of all people, are being attacked on another network. You've probably heard this. I want your comment on it.
But Republicans have no heart in Hillary Clinton's claim to the White House. They villainized her for years. Their commercials, their attitudes are, you go to a Republican hangout, it's all anti-Hillary. That's their point of view. To now hold her up as some victim of some sort of foul play, of unfair politics, is a joke. But the funny thing about it is they're enjoying it. Fox News, for example, seems to enjoy it. It's no accident that they hired Howard Wolfson. They use him as some sort of, little toy soldier waiting on the shelf.
Tokyo Rose was the thought that came to my mind.
Howard?
Well, I hear them talk about vilifying Hillary Clinton, and I think they're talking about themselves. I mean, these are two guys who spent the last 2 years relentlessly attacking Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton. So if you want to talk about demonizing Hillary Clinton, those are two of the worst offenders. And I was asked about this on air today on Fox, and I said, look, I am not going to take any lectures from two people who spent 2 years attacking the Clintons about how to be a good Democrat. I've spent my entire adult life working for Democrats, getting Democrats elected, working for progressive causes. I don't take a backseat to anybody on my credentials. And I just think it's unfortunate. I know a lot of people at NBC. There are a lot of good people at NBC. There are a lot of people who are trying to report the news honestly and fairly there. And a once noble brand name has been really sullied by the antics of these two guys.
Well, no, I agree. I've been sort of on that case way ahead of you, but you've borne the brunt of it, and Hillary bore the brunt of it for the last year or so in ways that nobody really thought possible. I mean, I've always wondered, how could Tom Brokaw sit there and let this happen in his presence?
Well, I have to believe that behind the scenes that there's a lot of anguish about this. I mean, if you are a serious news person, and there are a lot of people there who are, you can't but watch this and cringe. There are people who've devoted their whole lives to reporting news objectively.
People who died
and fairly, and
people who died at NBC for the brand.
And I think these two guys have really sullied a great brand, and they continue to do it on an ongoing basis. And they'd attacked me before, and I sort of let it go. And finally, I said, you know what, you got to stand up to bullies. And when they attack my credentials as a Democrat, I don't know which Democrat Keith Olbermann got elected. I don't know what campaign he worked on. And I know that Chris Matthews is thinking of running as a Democrat for Senate in Pennsylvania. I hope that he does, and I will enjoy that immensely.
I take it you'll not be on board. Well, Howard, best of luck to you, and thanks very much for coming on. We appreciate it. It's always good to talk to you. And I take you at your word that Hillary's going to work for Barack, and I take you at your word that if there's anything you can do about it, a certain pundit will not end up being a senator from Pennsylvania.
That's for sure.
Okay. That's a promise. Howard, thanks very much. Oh, thanks. That was nice.
It's called loyalty.
I always liked Howard. He's a complete partisan, and there's no doubt about it. He's a partisan for Hillary. He's a real true blue Democrat, but a pleasant guy and a gentleman.
And not a coward.
And I think he just announced that he's going to make sure that Chris Matthews is not a senator from Pennsylvania, which I find to be fascinating. Just fascinating.
Hear him, feel him, kneel before his thundering intellect.
It takes a smart man to know when he's stupid.
John Gibson.